Welcome to the Hawks Nest, the home for all your Hawks and NBL news. I'm your host, Glenn Saville, and we've got a great show for you this week. We'll have all the news from round 20, and this week on the panel from your Wollongong Hawks, Relativity's Tyson Demos, as well as Nat Sullivan from andthefoul.net. Now, let's take a look at the top stories from around the league. The Hawks have stretched their winning run to 5 games after their come-from-behind win over the Adelaide 36ers. The 36ers clawed their way back from a 12-point three-quarter-time deficit to take the lead with just minutes to go. Rotnei Clarke nailed 2 3-pointers and some clutch free throws from both Clarke and Rhys sealed the win. Martin's 32 points was a career high, and the victory sees the Hawks move one step closer to an all-important top 4. Still with the Hawks, and their push for the playoff berth was also given a boost with a number of results going their way over the weekend. Townsville's upset over Melbourne and Perth's victory over Sydney means just one game separates the Hawks, Tigers and Kings in the battle for 3rd and 4th. The Hawks have also been given some breathing room after the Breakers lost to Cairns, which officially ends their slim playoff hopes. Still on the Breakers, and in a follow-up to a topic we discussed last week on the panel, guard Corey Webster has been fined $500 by the club for his post-game tweet criticising the referees after their round 19 match against the Hawks. The fine was suspended, providing Webster doesn't breach team protocol again this season. This week, the Hawks take on the Cairns Taipans at home on Saturday night. The Hawks pit crew have informed us that it is red night, so make sure you wear something red to the game. As we mentioned earlier, the Hawks are on an epic 5-game winning streak at the moment. Their latest victim was second place Adelaide. I caught up with players from both teams post Friday night's game. Here with Rotnei Clarke, a.k.a. White Chocolate, a.k.a. the Rainmaker, a.k.a. the man flu. Talk to me, the big news this week, you had the flu. It didn't bother you tonight.
No, I did a good job of resting. The coaches let me have a little time off and got some meds in me. Doc did a good job with that, and I feel okay.
In Kevin's absence, are you happy with the way that everyone stepped up? He's been a great spark off the bench this season, but are you happy with everyone else's performance?
Definitely, it's been huge. Kevin's huge for us, so guys stepping up and contributing. We knew we'd have to do that. We'd have to fill, the points per game that he puts in, the rebounds, and the energy that he brings. So we've been doing a good job.
Rhys, cracking game tonight, career high. How you feeling?
I'm exhausted, mate. I don't ever want to do that.
Did you even get benched tonight at all?
First half I did. Tyson came in, had a cracker first half for us, but how big was Roddy at the end of that? That's what the import's for. He made that massive 3 when we were down 2 to get us back to lead. That's why we pay him the big bucks.
Not to shortchange you in this game, mate. 30 points. You're all over the floor tonight. We have talked a lot of the Hawks Nest that you are the ace in the deck for the Hawks, and now that you're healthy, allowing Rotnei to play in that shooting guard position, and you're playing some great basketball.
Yeah, it's. I said it to Kevin. I'm getting 10 boards last week because he's not there, and he retired. I got some more rebounds, but it's a lot of fun. Boys are playing well right now.
I would climb over your back for a rebound
and push me out of bounds.
Pete, a little disappointing, but is it frustrating that Hawks they play, they clog up the paint, and they basically just force you to shoot the ball?
Yeah, they do a really good job. We adjusted pretty well from last time we were here. Last time we were here, we just couldn't get anything we wanted, and tonight we did a better job, and they just do such a great job of that switch and D and keeping the 2 bigs in, and they do make you take some tough long shots. But to their credit, it was a great game of basketball, and they made some massive plays down the stretch that got them over the line.
Jason, just talk to the Peach about it. You've come across the red hot Hawks again.
Yeah, they got us again. To our credit, I thought we fought back for a second there. It looked like it could have gone the same way as last week, but we fought back, and I thought we had him. And then Rotnei hit some tough shots, and they just played a good basketball game.
Speaking of Rotnei, we talked about him on the show with in the spotlight of MVP. What's it like to match up on a little hobbit like that?
Yeah, he's tough. He's tough because he's quick and he shoots that ball so well. You sit off him, he shoots it, you just get up on him, he can go past you and finish at the ring really well. So, it's not much you can do, hope to contain him.
Have you given any thoughts to after the season, mate? You've got an opportunity to represent the Boomers. Have you given much thought to that and been a World Championship year?
Yeah, kind of. I just got a few issues I need to get through myself at the end of the year. But yeah,
What's the season? What's the post-season without you getting surgery anyway?
last year was my first one in like 5 years, I think. So I got a few things, but I mean, that was, as you know, I haven't won a championship yet, so that's the biggest highlight of my basketball career.
And this is the biggest crowd the Hawks have had for the season. We've talked a lot on the show about ticket pricing, but a bit of a resurgence with you guys winning games in Adelaide. The fans are coming back out.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, obviously there's a drop-off when the great man leads the club, mate. But no, I mean, winning inspires crowds, and we've had it in Adelaide. It's amazing playing at home. And I mean, I played here for a year and seen it when it was pretty full, and it's great to play in front of this crowd again and see the Illawarra community behind the team.
Great support from the crowd. Are you thinking about the playoffs?
The playoffs are in the back of our mind. You know, the crowd tonight has been fantastic. If we can build on that for the next few games into playoffs, that'll really help us.
Is it true that they're calling you white chocolate now, though?
They're calling me a lot of things, but white chocolate is one of them. That's mainly Tyson, though. So you never know with him.
I'm sticking with the Hobbit. Good game.
Oh, God, that's bad. I'm not talking to him from now on.
Welcome back to the show. Time to take an in-depth look at the issues around the league. This week we're joined by Hawks guard Tyson Demos and Nat Sullivan from andthefoul.net. Welcome to the show, boys. Tyson with you. 5 in a row. Boys are lighting it up.
Yeah, killing it. We had a good win against the one of the top teams last week. So, hopefully we carry that into next week.
How much did that crowd influence that game, do you think?
It
was best crowd for the season?
Yeah, massive. It makes a massive difference when the crowd's there, especially when you sort of blow the lead that we did. So they sort of helped us in the last few minutes.
Oh, you guys are pretty... That's the part I like about it. I don't like you messing up a lead like that, but to come back and come up with some pretty big shots and some pretty big plays under pressure, that was pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. Rhys and Rotnei both made big shots when we needed them the most, and that's what wins games, I guess.
And what's your thoughts on the game now?
Yeah, Rhys just had a blinder. He career high 32 points. Seemed like he was everywhere, diving on balls. They played Rotnei real tight, so he left Rhys open, and he made
only
it. Only
non-import to have that many points since Cam Chagard did it in 2008,
I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Not a bad effort. He was he was doing everything though.
Yeah, definitely. He's everywhere. I think it's probably cross between him and maybe Stevie from Townsville, probably the two best Aussie point guards in the league right now.
And you think that's been the key, or do you think that's been the key to the success with the team? Is Rhys is back healthy, playing good ball like he was before he got injured last season, gives an opportunity for Rotnei just to play most of that shooting guard position? Yeah,
definitely. Whenever Rhys is playing well, it shows that we've won games, and it does take a lot of pressure off Rotnei, and it frees him up to get some shots up, what he does.
Spit it out, all right? Now, moving on, how would you describe your relationship with Rotnei?
Obviously, we're pretty close. Yeah, I know what pitch is going to come up soon, so
There's a photo circulating you guys. Was it after he hit that big shot?
Yeah, it was. It was after he hit the big 3 to put us up by 2, I think. So.
And did you? I think
it was pretty close. Yeah.
It'd be a good Mentos ad, because you can hardly tell. With your names a little bit jumbled there, I can just see an OS at the end. Like, you're breathing that much in. Did you have a mint in the mouth?
Yeah, had some chewing.
You guys roomed together a bit, so you're pretty close.
It happens on the road as well.
And that's the okay. Moving on. But Rhys was having a cracking game, and in that play, he's like handed off there to Rotnei just to come up with that. Normally, I would probably say put it on the floor and create, and don't pull up for the 3. That was a pretty big shot.
Yeah, definitely. And most people don't know that Rhys has been playing on a injury for the first half of the season, so it's not really that big of a surprise that he's come on the second half of the season and played the way he has, and no bigger surprise than the Hawks have lifted as a result. Yeah,
moving on to other results, the Tigers going down against Townsville in OT.
Yeah,
even after Lucas Walker came up with was it a bank 3?
Yeah, bank 3. Yeah, mirror. And I don't even think he thought that it went in, because he started walking back, and sort of everyone cheered and he went, oh, crap, I hit it, yeah.
And so what do you think about the Tigers' form? And obviously, for the 3rd and 4th spots, things are getting very, very interesting. A few weeks ago, we thought possibly the Tigers might have had that spot locked in.
Yeah, well, Tigers could very well fall out. Interestingly enough, they actually have the split against the Hawks. So if they tie for the 4th, then they'll get the nod over the Hawks. Hawks own the split over the Kings. So, it'd be interesting times ahead. But, their game just solely rests on Chris Golding's scoring ability. He jacked up like 17 threes, which is the most since, I think, like 48-minute game. You probably have to look back way past Kirk Benny days before, you even come with, maybe even Andrew Gay's days before you see those sort of numbers.
And how about that race too between him and James Ennis? I think there's 0.1 of a point in it.
Yeah, for the leading scorer. Yeah, definitely. And if anyone can do it, it'll be Chris, because Perth more rely on Ennis, but I've also got Jermaine Beale can put up 20, 30. Shaun Range could do the same thing. Matty Knight the other day had 18 points, whereas the Tigers, it's pretty much either Chris or maybe the other import Farrakhan, but that's pretty much about it. They're the only two people who can really score on that team.
Stop kicking stuff around the studio, knocking bottles over in my studio. You were at the Kings Perth game. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it was a very exciting game. There was some big shots made, some dunks, and there was a little bit of a scuffle there at one point, and someone got the ball thrown at him. So it was pretty good.
Nothing will happen.
Pretty entertaining game.
Of course. What's going on in this league now when someone can have a breakaway and do a 360 and everyone's like, is this what we expect from James Ennis? It was pretty spectacular.
Yeah, it was pretty good, but I must admit I saw
time of the game as well.
Yeah, I saw it and didn't think actually anything of it either, and I don't know
Maybe
why.
That's what we expect from him.
Yeah, because we had to go back on in the archives, and Jason Wells, who used to play for the Canberra Cannons back in 2001, he did a 360 dunk against the Bullets. That was 2001.
Right.
Time before that was like Calvin Talford when he used to play for the Devil.
Didn't get any of my footage.
Surely you got
in the warm-ups.
you got one up there, didn't you?
In the warm-ups, mind you. You guys are having a cracking time, like 5 in a row. Has there been any conversations about playoffs? Are you talking about that?
No.
This thing's heating up.
Yeah, not too much. Gordy always says it every week. We just got to go and take it one game at a time, and that's what we've been doing over the last 5 games. We're just taking one game at a time, and it's obviously been working for us.
Well, good thing you've had a good run of home games. So this week at home against Cairns, then you're on the road to Townsville. Townsville, you never know what to expect from them. They're playing pretty good as well. And then to finish the season, you got Sydney at home,
Perth away,
Perth on the road. So a pretty sort of tough stretch.
Yeah, definitely tough stretch, but they're all winnable games. We've beaten every team, so we just got to take it one game at a time, and hopefully Roddy makes some more big shots.
Any other names for him?
White Chocolate.
Is there another one?
White Hammer.
Another one?
Little Gordy. He's going to hate me for that.
Little Gordy?
Little Gordy. He's just Little Gordy.
Oh, I'm losing it. Nat, what else you got for me? Jamal, we're talking about Jamal Wilson earlier on before the show. Is there a chance he might be an Aussie?
Yeah, so there's a chance him and his missus
had
want
a
to stay out
cracking game
here.
on the weekend.
Yeah,
too.
definitely, and his wife's up in Cairns playing basketball as well. They've got a kid together who's Australian, so they want to stay in Australia. So he's in the last year of his deal. It'll be interesting to see if they can push through the paperwork before next season. Probably not, but if not, then it'll be interesting to see if the Cairns pick him up again or what happens.
Just still on Cairns, and with you guys playing this week. With their Facebook page, a few fans writing in wanting Fernie's head. What do you think? And there was some replies back from the club as well.
Some pretty... I thought they were pretty funny replies, but you always have people that say, you need to be real professional and blah, blah, blah. I thought it was pretty funny. Yeah, the Cairns Taipans replied back, some sort of, half jabbing at the fans and sort of antagonising them. But, yeah, I guess...
Are they confused about his accent, possibly?
Yeah, I don't know if he's Kiwi or what he is. Yeah, but, the fans in Cairns, I guess they've got a right to complain. They haven't made the playoffs since they made the grand final in 2010 or whatever it was. So, I guess coach is always the first to get blamed and last to get any praise. So
is he doing a pretty good job with a relatively young team, though?
Yeah, you can't everyone sort of picked him for maybe top 4, and they've got the guns there. It's just that Trigger's been down for about a month. He won't be returning, and Stevie Way had a terrible start to the season. He was at one stage 2 from 28 from 3, and that's his game. Yeah. So
have we?
they've definitely struggled. So it'd be interesting to see what happens next season.
And what are you expecting from Cairns this week? Have you given that any thought? I mean, it's been a pretty cruisy weekend for you blokes, hasn't it?
We've had a couple of days off, so we'll prepare for Cairns tomorrow and, be building up into the week. But, they've obviously got some firepower, and we lost to them on the buzzer last time with their import hitting a shot on the buzzer. So that was obviously pretty disappointing. But, everyone's pretty pumped for the game and looking forward to it.
Well, thanks for coming on the show, man. I know you've been dying to get into the Hawks nest.
Can't wait.
See what this is all about down in the little hovel here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, boys.
Thank you.
That's our show. Don't forget to grab your tickets to watch the Hawks shoot for 6 against the Taipans this Saturday night. Remember that we want the Taipans to see red, so wear something red to the game. We'll be back with a new episode next week. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Glenn Saville, and you've been watching The Hawks Nest. We'll see you all next time.